Hello everybody and welcome back to the craft room. This is a little card that I made a good while ago and I'm hoping to goodness that I remember how to make it again. I'm going to make a slight variation on this. I think it's a very pretty little card. Very simple, could be used for anything, but I'm hoping to do something a little bit different with it today. Not an awful lot. Now, oh, that's handy. There's one of the plies sitting waiting for me. Oh no. This is not a great quality of serviette. So my tissue paper is a little bit it's going to tear on me because they're incredibly cheap. Look, do you see that? Oh no, come on, come off, you little devil, come on. No. Oh, I'm going to leave that for when I have more patience because I don't have to do it today, but I'm going to use this one. Might as well use it up now. What I'm going to do is ignore the torn bits. It won't matter. I'm going to take some walnut stain and a script stamp. No, I'm not. Well, I am actually. I'm getting. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself here. You can use script on this, and I'm going to use script on this, but I'm also going to stamp my little picture here. This is a beautiful penny black stamp, and I'm hoping this is going to work. I wonder, is that enough? I wonder. Let me see if I used my Stampin' Up ink. Would it be better? Because it's not as... Let's see. Let's try that and see, does that... That worked much better, didn't it? Much better. I'll do another one. Yeah, that's much better. It's much clearer. And that is, you can use any Stampin' Up stamp. That's grey granite. You could use a brown if you preferred, or a grey, or if you persevere with your vintage photo, you should get it, or your walnut stain or whatever. Unfortunately, I have no patience whatsoever. I'm a dreadful person. If it's not instant, I'm not interested. I don't know how I end up crafting. Right, that's done, so we'll give that a little blast and we'll set that out of the road now. Do you see I have a little bit left? If you use your script on that with a drop of walnut stain, which works perfectly fine, what do you see? You get lovely paper. Look at that. And you can pop that over a card, any picture, you know, or put it as a background, whatever you want. Look at that. You see? Perfect. And I will use that. I use them for journaling. I use them for cards, anything at all. Right, I'm going to clean this up. I always think with the script stamp, when you finish with it, there's an awful lot of ink left on it. It seems such a waste. There we go. Just give that a little dry. Pop that back on the indigo blue card or plastic or whatever you like to call it. No, I'm still going to keep that because I will use it, but I think this is my best image, so I'm going to go with it. like so. There. And we'll keep that because we'll use those. And I have a little bit of Dollaroni A6 postcard watercolor paper. Look at that. Can you see that? You've got a ready-made postcard there. I've used a ton of these for, how many's in that? It usually says 12 pages. Good Lord, if it was £6 or something. Frighteningly expensive. Now, what I want to do is I want to place that down on this, but I want to make it look a little bit aged. I want it to feel like it's a bit of a vintage feel to it. So where's my smoocher? Here it is. And I'm just going to smooch a little bit of frayed burlap, not too much, and a bit of shabby shutters, and a titchy tiny bit of salvaged patina. Now I'm going to give that a good old spritz, because I do want this to sort of really smooch and run into each other. It's actually maybe a wee bit dark. Let's see. Not sure about that. Don't know if I want it that dark, so I'm going to dab it. Yeah, that's better. You see, I've just lifted a bit of colour off of that, which is going to work very nicely indeed. There we go, clean that up. Pop that over there. No, I just need to give this a dry. Forgive me again, please. Okay, I'll have to come back and do more drying in a second. But my next step is to put some Mod Podge on. I just need to dry my Mod Podge brush because I left it in water to stop it from what's the word? Drying up. Thank you, Tanya. Do you ever get days where you genuinely think you're starting to go off the charts? You shouldn't mock. But I really do wonder sometimes, am I starting to lose my marbles? Now, I want to try and get this down. I'm not worried how smooth it is. I just don't want to tear it. And then I'm going to go back over the image very, very gently with more Mod Podge. There we go. Now I'm getting little ripples, and that's fine because I want this to look like a very old photograph anyway, a real vintage jobby. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, ideally, you should walk away and let that dry. Just leave it, not try and where's my run out of wipes in my little box. So let's get that clean up. There we go. Perfect. And I'll put a few more back in here. Oh, that's the end of the box. That's the bag or whatever it is. That's great. These are recyclable wipes. Unfortunately, the bags are not. Now, I'm going to go over this again with my heat gun, so bear with me just a second. Okay, there we go. Now, next step is to give it a little splatter, just a tiny amount, with some white acrylic paint. I'm going to use, oops, that's the wrong one. I'm going to use a drop of my spritzer water because my glue brush is in the middle. Where is my, there it is, my fan brush. There we go. Perfect. And I'm just going to tap lightly, and I don't want to get these, you know, bits with a tail on them. I just want little dots. That's perfect. I'm not going to do any more than that. Rather overkill there. Where's my kitchen roll? Here it is, right in front of me. Now try and get that off. I'm always in awe of people that I've watched on YouTube that can splatter without getting it everywhere. When I finished, it's absolutely everywhere. Dreadful. But that's me. Now I'll put that in the water and put that in the recycling bin. There we go. So now I need to give this another blast with the heat gun. Once again, bear with me, please. Now, welcome back. Now, there's a little trick I need to show you. I want to cut this, but I want to make it look like there's a little frame around it. Do you see? Just something like that. That's not exactly perfect. Let me see. That's it. Now, where's my tape? I'm going to get a bit more of that. This is just Sizzix washi tape that I'm putting down to make sure that this doesn't move. Now, as you can see, I'm equidistant here, more or less. Actually, I was before I moved the flaming thing. Ah, Tanya. There we go. I'll put that back. But I'm not equidistant, obviously, here. Well, oh, it's not sticking to it. That is not a problem. What I'm going to do is put this into my machine. Please stay. It's not sticking to the Mod Podge. And I'm going to leave this bit over the edge because I'll come back in and cut that bit later. Now, watch this. So I'm just going to roll this through like so, but not completely to the end. Now, remember that this is watercolor paper, so it will need, do you see that? There we go, perfect. Now, what I want to do now is cut my other end, so I need to let that fall into those grooves so you can feel it, and then push it out till I have the right distance, which I think is just about there. I'm going to flick it round and do it all over again because it's moved. I think that's... Oh, just a tad more. That's us. No, I think that's me. I think I'm pretty well fitted in there. You can actually feel it going into the groove. There we go. It's not sticking to the Mod Podge. So I'm going to leave this piece out now because I've already cut that piece, and just put this little bit in that I need at this end and run it through again. And like so. And I should bring it out and have a nice neat cut with a little frame the whole way around. There we go. So you just make your dies work for you. There we are. And now I have, it's actually a little bit uneven at that side, but that's my fault, not it. Doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my vintage photo. I'm going to take one of my whoopsie-daisy brushes, and I am going to go round the edge. Like so. And a wee bit more into the corners, you see, so that I'm blending that in and it doesn't look so stark. Look at that, that's a great job. Now I'm going to take some of my scorched timber and just go around the very edge, just to give it more definition. but not into the picture this time. There we go. Did I do that bit there? There. And that's given it a little bit more. So it is sitting there looking like a very old photo. Now, you could, if you were trying to make this look more like an old photo, you could crease it, you could fold it, you could do whatever you jolly well please. But as we're putting it onto a card, we don't want to make it look too much like something it isn't. Now, I want to use this piece here. So I want to bring this in with I'm just using whatever was on my brush, because I'm going to use that for my sentiment. Very probably. Yep, that's perfect. Now, there we go. So actually, do you know what? I'm going to give that a good clean, because I'm worried that it's, where am I time-wise? I'm doing okay. I'm worried that I'm going to get that onto my, there we go. Now, card base. Now, I'm just, ordinarily I would put this on, I would work on white card, but this is so aged in yellow and I'm going to work with something different. So what do I have? Let me see. I have some craft here. Not sure about that. That's 5x7. I had some, these are all envelopes. Let me see what have I got. I have some tones here that I can use. So you can put it onto your white if that's all you've got, and it looks like it is all I've got. So we could put it onto the white, but we could put it on with a border. Do you see that? And then we could put some white and then some brown. I think that's a bit too dark. Let me see, what about this? Do you know, I'm not dying about that. I don't know if that'll work. It did work on the other one. I'm wondering if I made a frame out of that with an aperture on it. I'll try, let me see, what other colours do I have here? I'm just thinking, if I mounted that almost like it was on a frame. Would that work? I don't think it would. I don't think that's particularly nice. What else have I got here? Have I got any plain? Oh, this is frustrating, isn't it? What do I have? Bear with me a second. I'm going to have a little think about this one. Okay, and welcome back. I do apologise, I've got a frog in my throat. Now, what I've done is I've used 2 dies on a piece of card to give me this aperture on this little piece, and then I have cut another piece to make it look like an old mount, and then I'm going to put it down on this, but I'm not particularly happy with the white behind it. So what I'm thinking of doing is using, oh, let me see, what have I got? Old paper, maybe. Would old paper work? Let's see, have I got an old piece? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, knocking about. So let's try that. That works. That works. So I've got still some vintage photo on this, and what I'm going to do is open it. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this bit up here first. I'm just going to go around it to dilute that white a bit. because it's just a wee bit too stark, and I've no cream card, which is a shame and disgrace. If you saw the card I have, well, let me rephrase that. I have no cream card here that I can lay my hands on right at this second. And this is another trick that you can use. Now, let's see. Just bring that in a wee bit more now. Where's the lid? There, that's old paper. So I'm going to try a bit of my frayed burlap. Yeah, and I'm just going to distress that edge. Do you see that? Do the corners a little bit more. Oops, that's a tad too much. No, it doesn't matter. It's not straight. I'm just going to do the inside a little bit too, just to give it a bit of I don't want it all over the card. There we go. Perfect. I think. Let's have a look and see. We'll clean this up before I get it on the part of the card I don't want it on, which is the back. So let me just give that a quick... Now that turned out to be a lot trickier. I thought that was going to be a 15-minute make. And here I am. Well, it's at 22. It's not the end of the world. It seems to have been a bit of a finickety one, as they would say. So now I've lost my lovely edge to my card, but it's not the end of the world. That's much, much better, isn't it? Do you know what I'm actually thinking? Let's see. Get some of my edge back. Do I want the double? Is it too much? Gosh. What do you think? Oh, decisions. Right, I'm going to move that way a bit, like that, and put that back on. Do you know what I think it is? I'm not dying about this edge. Oh! It's all going a little bit. Sure about that at all. I think that works better. Yeah, I do. I think that just works better. Right. Okay. Just making sure that there's no white showing on the card at all. Doesn't matter if there's a tad, you know, but not too much. Right, let's see how that looks. Happy enough with that, I think. Now, yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Am I? Ooh. I'm even happier with that. Yep, that's the way I'm going to do it. That's what works for me. So let's get some glue on this boyo and get him stuck down first and foremost. Now, actually, I think I'm going to use my gun for this. This is just a glue tape, and this is right. Let's see how that works. Let me get this. Oh, I'm sticking to it. Let me get this down straight. Perfect. Please don't stick. Oh, it did. That's okay. We'll soon clean that up. Running out of room here. Now, do I want to lift this up, or do I want it flat? I think I want to lift it up a little bit, so I'm going to use my foam tape. Like so. And then we use our usual trick. Where are you? Where's my Pritt stick? Good Lord, where's that disappeared to? Oh. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It has disappeared. Bear with me. I'm so sorry about this. Well, do you know what? We'll just... we'll get more. There's more knocking about here somewhere. I just have to make sure. I'm wondering. No, it'll have to be centered. That looks straight to me. Yep. Thank goodness. Now, there we go. One pretty little card. Now I have little bits left over, so I can put my sentiment in there. Now, whether I put it on the card itself or whether I put it inside, I'm not sure, but I don't know, but I think I'm happy with that. I think I am. Better. Yeah. See what we think. So there's two completely different cards with the same stamp. I prefer this one. I think this is overworked. I'll put it up anyway. I don't usually, if I don't like a card, I don't usually put it up. But I'm going to put it up because the technique is worth learning. But I prefer the way this is cut. This might grow on me, I'm not sure. But the technique is definitely worth the learning. Who knows? It might actually be quite a nice Betty card for a chap, or it could be a pretty card. But it needs something else. I'm just not sure what. I wonder if I put a bit of script on the edge or something. No, I'm not going to overwork it. I'm going to leave it at that. So there you go. One card. I'm not sure whether it's successful or not. You can be the judge of that. I never throw anything out because I give it to my granddaughter, and she sells it for charity for this in the school sale and things like that. So if I don't like them, I just throw them into a box and keep them for her, and she's delighted. And she sells them in her sale and raises money for charity. So they never ever go to waste. But it's I have to say, I don't think it's my finest hour by any stretch of the imagination. Not delighted with it. Oh well, never mind. Not everything works out. Such a shame. I have a good mind to see if I can get that back off. I'm scared of ripping it though. I'll have a play, I'll think about it. But in the interim, I hope you forgive me for it. And I'll be interested to see what you think. But for the moment, I'll leave it there. And I'll say thank you very, very much for watching and bearing with me through this. It has been a bit of a labour. And I do hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world. Take care. Bye-bye now.